The positive vibes only talk that was emanating from the England camp ahead of the 5-match test series that took place against India has been destroyed, dissipated, and it has gone away. In its place is retrospective, introspection, and a lot of deep thinking. And it starts, of course, with the media, the same media that backed them to the hilt, having now brought them back to reality with the ideas of baseball, as it were, have now been thoroughly and wholeheartedly exposed by a dominant, buoyant Indian B side, according to former Australia skipper Tim Paine. But what exactly does the man behind the baseball name? And when I say behind, I don't mean he was the cause of it, but the person after whom it was named, in Brendon McCullum. Think about all of this. Remember, McCullum was one of the people who always spoke about, and this is true even in his days as a player and as a captain for New Zealand. He always talked about embracing a positive mindset, playing fearlessly, taking risks, not being afraid. All of that has transferred into his coaching ethos as well. But it is safe to say that this has been a humbling experience for the English team because, as he himself says it, they were left very badly exposed by the Indians. Let's take a look at what were the interesting things he had to say about this particular series loss and what exactly it is that they could learn from it. Starting with, of course, what he talks about as England were being left exposed. He said that when you are exposed in the way that we have been by India, it requires some pretty deep thinking and adjustment to make sure we're staying true to what we believe in. Already signs are there and hints are there that England will be forced to reconsider this cavalier, take no prisoners approach, which when it works is great, but when it doesn't is as spectacular as it is when it is successful. Well, that seems to be being reconsidered. And as Brendon McCullum himself says, listen, when you're exposed this way, it's very hard to kind of be positive about it all, saying that, it requires some deep thinking and some adjustment on our part to ensure that what it is we believe in, we hold on to those beliefs. But did England really hold on to those beliefs? Because if you go by the 4th and 5th test, you realize that England more often than not were meek, they were timid, and they were often running scared. In fact, more often than not, it felt like they were playing suicidal shots just to ensure the match got done with in a quick fashion, and so that they could get on to the next challenge. And whilst that may seem like an unfair reading, it's not entirely off base, as revealed by Baz himself, because he said that, look, if anything, as the series went on, we got more timid, and that was because of the pressure that was applied by the Indian lineup. And that is perhaps the biggest credit that he could give this Indian team, is that the Indian team were so ruthless, they were so good when it came to applying pressure, whether it be verbally, whether it be with their performances, whether it be with their plans, that he, as he himself admits it, England were running timid. They did not look to play the same kind of brand of cricket that they preached. And one of the reasons for that was because India had scared them. They became timid. And that is something that was very evident with the kind of reckless shot making becoming even more reckless in the last 2 test matches. But as we've always said, that style was always bound to fail, and when it did, it was always going to be happening in a very spectacular fashion. So what exactly now are going to be the learnings for the baseball era England? What exactly are they going to be taking forward from all of this? Are they going to become a better test team? Are they going to be making changes? We don't know too much about the changes, although it's fair to say that it is in fact something that will happen sooner rather than later. But according to Baz himself, he believes that the team will be better off from this experience. So what he said that a lot of good will come out of this tour. I'm 100% positive about that. We will be a better cricket team for the experience, although it hurts a lot at the moment. And this is, the one thing I like about reading or hearing all of this is that it is refreshing honesty from McCullum and even from Stokes, who himself, by the way, cut a very somber figure after the match in the press conference. They weren't exactly hiding behind that facade of everything is great and it's all hunky-dory and we're going to be positive, we're going to play attacking, no fear cricket, we're going to chase down 800. All of that was gone. That facade being gone, seeing England as being a more relatable human team, with them saying, listen, look, we were timid. Indians put so much pressure on us, we were scared. Hearing all of that makes you believe, to at least a certain degree, that maybe this England team have accepted one reality, in that no matter how aggressive it is you play, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And Test cricket has survived generations after generations by being what it is, being the ultimate test for any cricketer. At its core, you cannot change the fabric of how Test cricket functions. It is, and is there in the name, will always be a test. In that test, there'll be moments when you can be aggressive, there'll be moments you have to grind it out, there'll be moments you have to ride your luck. But the test is in how it is that you succeed in those variety of moments. You can't play one style of play throughout and say, we're going to get success that way, and if we don't, no problem. Because, as the British media themselves put it, winning is paramount. It's the only thing that matters. And maybe baseball, as it is, not necessarily a winning formula. Maybe they can come up with one in the future. Who knows? What are your thoughts on the matter? You can let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Don't forget to download the AajTak app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we have done as well. For now, from my side, it is goodbye.